Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. My name is Heidi, and you can find me on Ravelry as Nitty Girl and everywhere else as Undead Heidi. And this is episode 81. I thought I'd try something different. I noticed the light in this room is pretty good. This is a craft room that I showed y'all a long time ago. We have rearranged it. Behind me, I keep a lot of my yarn in here. So this is the bigger portion of my yarn stash than what I have upstairs. And I went through it today, and I will be putting a bunch of stuff up for destash, just FYI. I also found a bunch of books that I had doubles of. I can't believe it. Oh well. Anyway, let's get started. I have a couple works in progress to tell you about. One of them I still have in my Molly Klein Designs bag, even though it's Christmas. I like the bag, it's cute. And I got a lot further on The Duke by Talia, who is Franciscan Gypsy Designs. I have since started to join in the round. And the yarn I'm using is Grinch, and it's my Undead yarn. You can see right here. Here's the other side, and there's going to be cables on both sides. There's a cable that runs right here, and then there's going to be a cable on the other side, and it's done in reverse stockinette. So that is where I am for now, and I'm using my DK weight, which is a superwash merino. So I've worked on that. Let's see what else I brought. I don't know if I brought everything. I did work on a sock that I don't think I brought down. I am also working on a sock by Lisa of Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and I posted that on Instagram. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll show it next time on the podcast, because I'm almost finished with the first sock because I'm doing it in DK weight. So that one I'll definitely have a hoe by next time. And this is in Lucetta Armoire. She is from San Antonio. This is her bag that I got from her when I did my trunk show at Happy U. And I am using my Club Tropicana colorway. And this one is 70% merino and 30% nylon. Or, I'm sorry, 70% merino and 30% silk, and it's a high twist single. And I really, really enjoy working on this base. You're getting the colors right. You're not getting the sheen, but the colors are pretty good on this. I think I like the lighting better in this room, but I may have to work on specifically where I put the light, since there's a little bit, I notice over here it's a little bit darker. And like I said, you're not seeing the sheen. I did have another light on, but I felt like it was too much. So this is the Club Tropicana colorway, and I am knitting the Pebble Beach Shawlette. Actually, I should say Pebble Beach Shawl, because I'm using 2 skeins of this yarn, and it's going to be really big. Here's the other one. I haven't balled it up yet, but I have 2 skeins of yarn for that. So I'm going to make the biggest one that she offers. Great, getting myself all tangled. That's helpful. I think I'm going to go turn that light on and see if it makes the colors look any better. Hold on. Let's see if it makes a difference. The only thing I don't like is you can see a shadow back there, so I don't really like the shadow. And no, it looks to me like it's not really changing the way you see it. You can see the beautiful colors, but you can't really see the shine of the yarn because it's got the silk content. So anyway, those are 2 works in progress, and then my Fiber Nymph Dye Works socks that I'm working on that are self-striping. It's a purple color. I forget the colorway though. I will definitely bring them next time. But I do have a hoe. I have finished object, and this is in my Wild Rumpus. There, that's a good picture of the colors. and it's on my Sparkle Twilight Sparkle base, and I started the second one, and this one is in my Silver Shed Studios bag by M. Brody. I have a couple of these actually. I really like her stuff. She has some really great bags, and she always has a nice lining and a nice zipper. They're very sturdy. So that's all the things that I've been working on. Weeks in review. I'm going to turn that off. That shadow is bothering me. It's funny. I can't believe it's so hard to find good lighting. Anyway, what I've been doing is I went to knitting group a couple weeks ago, and I got to visit with all my friends from San Antonio and several people from Austin. We have a really neat group. It's a good mix of people who are really into fiber arts. So we're all really just yarn crazy. So it's a lot of fun to go and hang out with them and exchange ideas and talk about different techniques that we use. So it's a lot of fun. I always enjoy that. And then we had lunch afterwards, and the place we go to lunch is really good. It's like everything they make there is fresh. It's called, I want to say it's Greenhouse, but I know that's not it. It's Green something. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's really great restaurant. And I am, of course, back to work. I don't remember. I think I probably mentioned that last time. And things are like normal, getting crazy because it's January. A lot of things get put off in December just because, everybody's busy getting ready for the holidays. So now everything is coming back full circle. So I'm going to be very busy the next couple of weeks. Actually, the next couple of months until school's over. I did redo my dye studio, and I don't remember if I talked about that last time. I basically had to go in the garage and clean everything. I had just stuff piled up. I had dyes all over the place. I had a big mess on the tables. My pots were clean, but everything else was a mess. So I just went through, took everything off all the tables and the shelves, and I cleaned it all up. And I have room now for a couple more pots, and I also bought another big roaster, so now I have quite an array. The problem is, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this, but my husband really wants me to work in the garage. He does not like the smell of the wool dyeing, so I can't do it in the kitchen. But the problem is, today I had several things going at once, and the circuits went off, and now I think that one of the forget what you call those. I think one of the outlet things is burned out. It's not working, and then I've had to go in today. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done, and I have to keep going in and turning the charger back off. Not the charger, but I have to turn the fuses keep going out for some reason. So now I only have one thing going because every time I try to hook up two things, it's blowing a circuit. Frustrating. Anyway, I'll have to figure that out. I may have to, there is a plug that's not too far from the garage that's on the inside. He may not like it, but I may have to do that because I cannot be just doing one pot at a time, or I will not be ready for my next show. So anyway, I did also want to talk about, I do have a Valentine's color that is available for now until the 31st of the month, and I have some for pre-orders up. I have it available in Wizard, Twilight, Cemetery, which is DK, and I don't remember if I put up Batty. You'll have to check in the shop. But anyway, this is the colorway. I wish I had my little light. Maybe that will work if I bring my little light down, because it's hard to see in here. It's got lots of different colors in it. Yellows, pinks, blues, and it has like an overdye of black. and it's actually pretty labor intensive to dye, but I think it's pretty cool, so I decided I would go ahead and do this one for Valentine's Day. It's called Black Heart, and this one is available until the 31st. And I also wanted to let you know I have a coupon code up, but it's really only for people who watch the podcast and are in the Ravelry group, so please don't share it. The coupon code is Undead Ravelry, and it's all in lowercase letters. So if you put that in, you can get 15% off in my shop from now until the 31st. The big thing I wanted to talk about is our designer alongs, and right now we're doing one for Franciscan Gypsy Designs. Most of her stuff is crochet toys. If you crochet a toy with one of my yarns, you can be eligible for to win a skein of yarn of Haute Knit yarns, and I have that on the Ravelry group if you look in the Ravelry group. But if you do one of the projects and you tag it on Instagram as Undead DAL, then you can be entered to get a pattern of $7 or less from me, and you don't have to have a finished object. The other prizes are going to be for people who have finished objects, and we have a couple prizes of Franciscan Gypsy Designs patterns available for that. So that will be running until the 31st, and then our next designer along is going to be with Susanna IC, and she is a very prolific designer. You might have heard of her because she's had several patterns in Knitty, and she also does designs for Miss Babs. She's done stuff for Craftsy. She's done stuff for many different people. And she makes to me, her specialty is shawls, but I was looking at her stuff and I realized she also has a lot of hat patterns and also sweater patterns. So you have a lot of things to choose from if you would like to be a part of the along for next month. And this one's going to run from February to March because most of the stuff that she has might take you longer than just a month to make. And I also have some co-hosts, people who are going to be co-hosting, and we have to work out how exactly we're going to do that. One of the people, Barn Owl Yarns, they do not have their own Ravelry group, so I will have to work with them on how they want to be a part of this. But if you use Barn Owl Yarns, you will be eligible for special prizes if you use one of Barn Owl Yarns, and I will be putting a link to that. That is done by my friend Enid and her husband, and they own the Yarn Barn of San Antonio. So you can buy their yarns on the Yarn Barn website, but I will go ahead and post that in the thread. And they do beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gradient yarns. That's what they specialize in. And I don't know how many bases they have. Last I knew they were using just one base, but I think that they do it on multiple bases, and not only gradient yarns, they also do have some variegated yarns. So if you use one of their yarns for the shawl, or if you use one of Yarn Carnival's yarns, and many of you have probably heard of Anna from Yarn Carnival. She has her yarns in places such as Hill Country Weavers, and she also has them on the Jimmy Beans website, and she just came back from Vogue Knitting Live. So if you use one of her yarns, you will also be entered to win some special prizes. One of the special prizes I have is a big kit that I got from Benita Story of Fiber Pusher Podcast. She has this amazing, amazing sock pattern that is alien themed, and I think that's great because, you know, I like the undead and supernatural things, but it's an amazing colorwork sock pattern. So that's going to be one of our big prizes for the designer along for February and March. And the only people who will be eligible for that are people who either use Undead yarn, Barn Owl yarns, or Yarn Carnival yarns to make their pattern. And I wanted to show you that Susanna did a shawl with my yarn. It's called Corvita. I think I talked about it on the podcast before, but I'm not sure because I was, yes I did, because we did kits for it, I remember. And I have a special colorway that I've dyed up for that yarn if you wanted to use the colorway that she used for the pattern, and it's called Nevermore, and it is a deep purple. You'll have to look on the website. I'm sorry about the colors. Maybe if I move the light over here, it will look better. I have it on my Vampiri base and also on the Twilight base. And here it's looking purple, and it is not, I mean, it's looking blue, and it's not blue. It is a very deep purple with black highlights. Let's see if that's any better. It may not be because it's not very much closer. No. This one is a blue. It's not blue, it's black. You'll have to look on the website when I put it up. But if you look on Ravelry, you can see exactly what the colorway looks like because she knit the Corvita pattern using the Vampiri base. I thought it might be fun on the Sparkle base. And you guys, if you look on my Instagram feed, I posted what this came out as on my Instagram feed, and it looks amazing. I think... And because she did not use the full skein of the Vampiri, I believe you will be able to use the Twilight base as well to make this shawl if you want. So I have a bunch of these that will be going up in the shop. I'm probably going to wait till towards the end of the month to put them up. And then if they sell out, I will also put up some pre-orders. So I'm very excited to be doing all the knit-alongs. I wanted to let y'all know, right now I'm only running the knit-alongs, the designer-alongs through May. We'll see after that, but usually in the summer I do the knit dye spin, so I may do that for June and July, and then in August start up and do another designer along. But we shall see. That's to be seen in the future. So that's what's going on with me. I don't believe I have anything else to add because I have not watched anything new lately, and I did finish a book, but I gave it 4 stars. Let's see what the name of it was. It's one that was actually pretty good. So let me look it up so I can tell you guys, because it was pretty good. I learned about it on the All About the Books podcast, which to me, I love it. One of the women who's in the podcast likes the same kind of genres of books that I do, so I really enjoy listening to it. But I like their reviews, and they really do a pretty thorough job of telling you what each book is about. They are pretty much sticking to current books. But there was one book that the woman I said who really likes the same kind of books I do. I'm trying to find the ones that I've read. Let's see if I can find it. I forget what it was called. The Sorcerer to the Crown. That was a really good book. It was by Zen Cho. That's not the one she's always talking about, though. But they did talk about this book. And I read The Sorcerer to the Crown. It was really good. It was about a magician who's not your typical magician. And I'm not sure on the timeline of when it was set. But the person who has become the main magician in England is a black man. And it's based kind of on, in the past, people of color were not really given high positions. And so that's kind of, it's really cool because it's dealing with the race issues as well as just in general. They talk about, there's different class things in the story. And what I really liked was the interaction between him and the other people in the story. And there's a lot of tension, and he's really fabulous. He's a great magician. But I don't want to give too much away. It's kind of hard to talk about it without giving a lot away, but it does delve into a lot of politics, kinds of things that you would expect might be happening. And he does have a lot of allies, but there are a lot of people in the society, the magical society, who do not want him to be the leader. So a lot of really scary, creepy things happen, but has a good ending. I'll just say that much. I feel like I'm kind of rushing today, and I'm sorry about that. I think I kind of, because of what's happening with the dyeing in the garage, I'm not getting stuff done as quickly as I wanted to today, so I have other things I need to do, and yeah, a lot of stuff has not been done. So anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. If I get a chance, I will try to talk to you again before the month is over, since this is kind of a short podcast. Maybe I'll do another short one so I can fit that in. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say, get busy knitting or get busy dying.